We're going to be doing a weekend reading vlog. I was at the library yesterday, so I've got 4 library books that I'm going to be working on this weekend. Plus, we are planning a road trip, and I'm going to get my hair dyed because it is time to do that. So, yeah, I just thought that I would try and take some footage. I don't know if I'm going to use this bit or not. Could edit this out. I don't know. We'll see. But I thought it might be nice to do a little bit of a vlog. I haven't done a vlog in a while. And also, I'm starting to think about how I'm going to wrap up my April reads. And yeah, so there's a lot of things going on. There's a lot of things going on. But first, I want to show you guys some library books that I picked up that I know pretty much nothing about. So the first book that I picked up from the library is Snuff by Terry Pratchett. Now, I had just finished a Q2 TBR video for you guys where I was saying that I wanted to read The Fifth Elephant, and I had never read any Terry Pratchett before. And at the time of filming, that was quite true. But because I took this book out from the library, this is actually going to be my first Terry Pratchett. So yeah, that's what it's going to be. So that was the library book that I took out when I had some time to kill and went to the library yesterday. So we can already see that whatever reads I have for Q2 or even the month of May are going to be off track already. Next, I have a copy of Black Bottle. So this is both a book and an author, Anthony Huso. Both a book and an author that I have no experience of. And it just looked like an interesting book as I was browsing the shelves alphabetically. I saw that it had the little dragon on the spine, which indicates a fantasy novel. Pulled out the cover, and that's all she wrote. So I am going to be hopefully getting into this one this weekend. I do have the books on loan for 3 weeks, and I can renew them up to 3 times each, so long as there are no holds on them. So I am excited to get to know a new fantasy author. Does this help me take down my physical TBR? You tell me. No, I think we all know that it doesn't. It certainly does not. So, but yeah, these are reader problems, right? Reader problems. Also, as I was browsing the library shelves somewhat alphabetically, I came up with How to Be Eaten, and this is by Maria Adelman. And this is also kind of like a fractured fairy tale or a fairy tale retelling. You can see it's kind of Little Red Riding Hood-esque on the cover, but I believe that the blurb talks about... So the blurb basically says it's a dark, funny, and provocative debut novel that reimagines classic fairy tale characters as modern women in a support group for trauma, which is pretty cool if you ask me. So I am excited to read this one as well. For those of you who are wondering, the page count is coming in at just under 300 pages. So it's very doable, probably take about 3 to 5 days to read, depending on my schedule. Lastly, if you guys were here, do you guys remember when I had gone to that book sale at the elementary school, and I didn't get any footage of that because there were just too many parents there, too many kids. I felt really awkward kind of filming in that scenario, but I did find a TJ Newman book, and actually my library happened to have another title that I was unfamiliar with. So I still haven't read TJ Newman. I do have Falling, I think is the title that I own. This one is worst case scenario, and yeah, it's pretty much what you see on the cover. That should give you an idea as to what the story is about. So I was excited to find this at my library, and I'm going to try at least to read a couple of chapters of each of these books this weekend so that I can give you sort of an update, or just let you know how I feel about them. Or the other thing that I was toying with the idea of doing would be to do like a library haul video of just these 4 books. So I have to sit and think about what I want to do. But in the interim, I was thinking of vlog, because tomorrow we are planning to do a road trip. We're going to drive about an hour out of town to go to a mobile book fair. I've never been to one of those before. And also it's Independent Bookstore Day tomorrow. So no, not tomorrow. I don't even know what day we are. Today we're Thursday. Saturday is going to be Canadian Independent Bookstore Day. So that is the day we're going to be doing the road trip. And that is also the day that I'm going to be trying to support some Canadian independent bookshops. So yeah, let us check in a little while with each other and see how the reading is going. So I do have, as I've just discovered, tomorrow to read as well, which is going to be great. Right now, I am reading Thorn Hedge by T. Kingfisher. It's got such a cute cover. I've removed the dust jacket, obviously, And that one's reading really well. It's coming in at about 116 pages. So that is going to be the project for now. And then I guess I will see you again when we pick up this vlog, however we pick it up. Vlogs are kind of messy. Vlogs are messy constructions of just random clips and footage that you never know what you're going to get. So hopefully you guys are here for that. And I will see you in a little while. But it's because I'm trying to finish reading my book. I was on page 85 of 116, and then this happened. I can't even get a bookmark in there. Clementine, do you think that you could let me have my book back, please? Hey guys, so it's been a couple of hours. I've finished the dramatized adaptation of Elantris, the first part of that. So that is checked off my list. I also finished Thorn Hedge, which rocked me, like absolutely rocked me. I gave that one 5 stars easily. I am a T. Kingfisher fan. It's official. She is up there with Robin Hobb and John Gwynne and Adrian Tchaikovsky for me. So I will basically read anything that T. Kingfisher writes. You can quote me on it. I cried. I was completely shaken. It was such a loving, like such a terrific story. I am a big fan of The Underdog, which I think T. Kingfisher does super well. So right now I am actually just sitting down to start Worst Case Scenario by TJ Newman. And contrary to what I reported in my Reading Ticks Tag video, I actually did read the author's note to this book. And I want to read it for you guys right now because it's kind of chilling a little bit. Okay. So it says, the idea for my first novel, Falling, came to me when I was working as a flight attendant. And I asked a pilot I was flying with, what if your family was taken and you were told to crash the plane or they would die? What would you do? The look on his face terrified me. I knew he didn't have an answer, and I knew I had the makings of my first book. While writing that book, I had many conversations with pilots about the nuts and bolts of flying procedures and protocols, and also about the emotional and psychological side of being a pilot. What's your biggest fear as a pilot? That's the one question I kept asking. Pilots told me that they feared uncontrolled fires in the cabin or cargo bays, getting hooked in power lines, making the wrong call in an emergency, freezing up and not being able to make any call at all. They worried about turning their spouses into widows or widowers. The answers started to blur together. I kept hearing the same things over and over until I finally got a response that stopped me in my tracks. My biggest fear is a commercial jet slamming into a nuclear power plant. I wasn't sure if this pilot was being serious. I sort of laughed it off, saying that nuclear power plants, like dams, like any critical infrastructure, were safe in a post-9/11 world. Officials had already worked this out. They had already done whatever was needed to ensure that all nuclear power plants were safe from attack. As I said this, the pilot just listened. When I finished, he smiled and replied, and that's exactly what they want you to believe. So I don't generally read author's notes and stuff, but in this case, because it was at the beginning of the book and it was only like a page and a half, not even, yeah, I read it and it's quite good. It's quite good. So I'm excited to get started on this book. It is the third book that TJ Newman has written, but as I understand, they can all be read as standalones. One doesn't have anything to do with the other. It's 3 standalone books. It's not a series or anything, but they all have to do with flying airplanes and, you know, that type of thing. So I do have that copy of Falling. I'm going to be reading Worst Case Scenario right now. And yeah, and we're just going to keep going.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
Oh my God, you guys. I have to check in with you. I just have to. I am 30 pages in right now to Worst Case Scenario. And this book is insane. It is full throttle. I have not stopped to breathe in the first 30 pages of this book. When they say worst case scenario, they're not even joking. Like, I can't even conceive of how Newman could herself conceive of all of the different horrific scenarios that are already happening in the first 30 pages of this book. And why has it taken me so long to pick up a book by this author? You tell me. I really want to know. So I'm sorry. I just, it's like insane what is happening in this book, and I just a little bit can't handle it. But I know that I'm going to be flipping pages well into the night. And yeah, I didn't think I was going to enjoy it this much. I really hope that the novel will conclude satisfactorily. Sorry about that. I actually had an incoming phone call while I was filming. But yeah, I just, sometimes I get really excited. If you've been here a minute, you guys know me, and you'll know that sometimes I get really excited when I get into a book because it's all of that adrenaline and all of that dopamine from starting a new book, and you start to get into it and you're really into the story. And then a lot of times it happens with me that the ending just doesn't live up to the trajectory, the way the book seems to be going when I first start it. So for now, I'm really enjoying the book, but it could be that the ending is not going to be great and I'm going to end up hating it. But so far, so good. I really hope that's not going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen, but it could potentially happen. So I'm just, giving myself that grace. But yeah, it's a super good book so far.
The next day.
So apparently Black Bottle, which is one of the 4 library books that I pulled out, is actually the second in a duology. And I wanted to get online and talk to you guys about that, because not only does my library and the entire Montreal library network not have the first book in the duology, like how is it that they have the second book and not the first book in the entire Montreal library network? Why would you buy the second book in a duology? I don't know. I mean, only I guess a librarian could answer that question. But also, this is like a reflection on the stupidity of the lack of functionality, I should say, on the Goodreads app. Because when you access Goodreads on a computer or a laptop, you can immediately see if the book that you're picking up is part of a series. But on the app, it just tells you a blurb about the book, but it doesn't give you the genres, and it doesn't give you the information as to whether or not it's a part of a series. And I found that really disappointing, because then I very often will pick up books such as I did with Christopher Buehlman's The Daughter's War. I didn't know that that was a prequel to The Black Tongue Thief. So I'm not really happy with the Goodreads app, and I don't know if there's a better app out there that tells you if it's part of a series or something like that, because I'm kind of used to Goodreads. But also, being of my age, I also use the laptop a lot more than I use apps, just because I'm always working on my laptop and stuff like that. So yeah, just a little bit of a complaint this morning. It's 20 to 6 in the morning on a Friday, April 25th right now, and I'm just disappointed. But on the upside, it means there's one less library book that I do need to read. Although, ask me why my library has the second book in a duology of a certain author. And when I say my library, I mean like all of the 16 libraries that are in the Montreal library network, and nobody has the first book in that series. Like, I don't know. I'm dumbfounded, I'm dumbfounded. Please, if you're a librarian and you're watching my video, explain to me why this would happen, because it makes no sense. You're like missing the entire first half of the story. So anyway, today the plan is to fill some orders, and then I'm going to continue reading the worst case scenario, which is what I was reading yesterday. It is fast paced. It is like full throttle from the first page, from like the first word. You can hardly breathe. My fingers were flipping the pages so fast. The only reason I had to stop yesterday is because my stepdaughter came over, and I got my hair dyed, which is making me feel like a lot better. But I haven't obviously styled it this morning because I just really crawled out of bed and made some coffee, and I'm on here vlogging with you guys, catching up on like some YouTube videos. I watch other booktubers and stuff like that in the morning over my coffee. And yeah, I just and I'll go through my library holds and do like whatever little content creation stuff I'm doing. Sometimes I'll edit videos. I'm not doing that this morning. It's kind of a slower morning, but I do want to get back to worst case scenario. And what I like about TJ Newman is, you don't have to, she's only got 3 books out. So reading her backlist, super easy to do. And my library, I've already put a hold on a copy of third remaining TJ Newman, because I want to read it right away. If they all read like worst case scenario, then I know that she's going to be a favorite author of mine, from now until forever. So I do have a copy of Falling already, which you guys saw in one of my previous book haul videos, and I put a hold on Drowning at my library. So my library that's walkable to me, or one of the 2 that are in my borough, did not have a copy. So I put a hold on that book through the library network. So it'll probably be 24 to 48 hours before they get that copy in. And then if the weather is nice, my plan is to walk to the library to pick it up. I chose the library closest to me so that I could walk to pick it up, get myself a little bit of exercise, because like we could all use it, let's be honest. And the library's only like a half an hour walk away. So I figured that that'll be nice to do when there's nicer weather. And yeah, if not, I'll just drive, right? If it's raining and the book is in, and I really want to get the book and because I only have like 6 days to pick it up. So I'll figure that all out. But I just wanted to let you know that because TJ Newman only has 3 books that I could possibly read, and also the first one, which is Falling, is being adapted into a movie by Universal. So I'm very excited for news on that and how that's going to work out. But yeah, I started, as I said, with worst case scenario, and I could see how that would make a fantastic movie. Probably a lot of CGI would be required, but it's frightening. It's frightening how the human brain can come up with so many disastrous and horrific scenarios. So kudos, TJ Newman, if you're watching this video, kudos to you, because yeah, I'm shaken, and I cannot wait to get back to it. So I'm gonna do that. All right, guys, so I am sitting at the library. I have just gone to return the book that we spoke about before, whose name I already forgot, but it was the second installment in that duology, and my library didn't have the first one. You guys will remember, it's the same vlog, right? So of course I went into the library and I couldn't help but take out something else. And sometimes I leave because I have to go mail my packages from my day job, and the place that I go to doesn't really open until 11 o'clock. So sometimes when I leave, I go and I run my errands, and if I have time, 15 minutes to say about a half an hour, very often I will stop in at the library to kill some time. But of course, inevitably that leads to me perusing the shelves, and then I come out with books that I don't necessarily have time to read. So I want to show you guys what they are. I'm actually really happy because I feel like the universe has led me directly to these books. I was going to buy it at Book Outlet because they only had a couple of copies, but I wasn't fast enough to get it. So I actually walked by the section at the library, and the book happened to be there, and it jumped out at me. So I'm always happy when that happens. And the book is called The Golem and the Jinni. And not only did they have this one, but they also had the sequel that goes with it. So I grabbed these two books because I love so the Golem is actually from Hebrew folklore and mythology, Jewish religion, and Jinni, of course, is jinn, which is Arabic and Middle Eastern. So I think that it could be really fun to see how this comes together. I don't know anything about this book, only that it looked interesting to me while I was browsing at Book Outlet, and yeah, I didn't get to it on time, but my library had it. So I just grabbed that one and the sequel, and I've got 3 weeks, and I could always, if I finish it and I really like it, I can just delve right into the second installment. And if I don't like it, it just goes back to the library. No harm, no foul. I didn't spend any money on it. So I'm going to head to the shipping station right now, mail my packages, and then we're going to head back home and hopefully finish worst case scenario, which I haven't had time to read yet this morning. So I'll check back with you guys in a bit.
The next day.
Another bumpy highway vlog for you guys. It is raining. We are having a very rainy Saturday. I don't know if you guys can hear the raindrops through the mic, but we just stopped at a Tim Hortons for a bathroom break, and we are on our way to a mobile book sale, which is about an hour outside of Montreal. I think we've covered close to half the distance already, so not too much farther to go. But I'm sort of low-key a little bit worried because I don't know if it's going to be indoors or not, because when I GPS the address, it looked like a big empty lot. So I'm not exactly sure what's happening there. But we're actually going to be a little bit early. So I'm going to stop at a Dutch grocery store and pick up some salted licorice that I ordered for some friends of mine that I'm going to be bringing to them when I travel a little later this summer. So I'm going to be picking that up, and I'll try and get some footage of the shop for you so you guys can see it. It is a small woman-owned business in Alexandria, Ontario. It's a tiny little town, but very quaint. And so we're going to be going to Dutch Touch Groceries. And then after, I think we're going to take a detour to Cornwall, because today is Canadian Independent Bookstore Day. And while I don't think that technically the bookstore, which is called Red Cart Books, is able to participate in Canadian Independent Bookstore Day because they're not a new bookseller, they're used books exclusively. So I don't think that they technically count. But since we're going to be in the area and we're running a little early, we have some extra time, I'm going to go there and check out their selection, because even though they're not part technically of Canadian Independent Bookstore because they don't sell new books, and they're not directly competing with companies like Amazon and Indigo, I still think that it is a small business. I do want to check it out. I do want to support them. I'm going to be in the area. I do have the time. So they open at 10 and we're running early. Right now it is 8:45. So we're going to go check that out, and then we'll go back to the book fair that we came here to go to. So yeah, and then after, whenever we're done at the book sale, I do plan to drive back. It's only about an hour drive to Librairie Clio, which you guys have seen footage of previously, and we're going to go support that independent bookstore today. So we're going to hit up 3 book sales, and we'll see what the universe has in store. So here we are at our first bookstore of the day. It is Red Cart Books. They just opened up and I am going to walk into the store. So first they have a whole section of blind book dates, which is really, really cool. And this is a used bookstore. So we are in Cornwall, Ontario right now. Here is a little section of local authors. So it is the only section of new books here, but it's all local authors. Sorry, my bad. I'm going to edit most of this sound out and probably just kind of film here and slow down my footage because now I'm really shy. So
you're good.
Well, I was like, okay.
My name's Erin, by the way.
Well, thank you, Erin. I'm still very shy. But I'll give you like a link to my channel when I leave.
Awesome.
Yeah. So you have French books also, or?
Oh, yeah, they're all along the top there. And
along the
there's a section
top.
in the children's room as well.
Yeah. Okay. Great. So I'm sorry, honey. I'm just gonna like film the hallway. You're so kind to like not mind. I can cut you out if that's.
It really doesn't bother me. I've been there, believe me.
Oh, okay. Do you have a YouTube channel as well, or?
Well, I'm on Instagram. So,
Okay,
yeah.
So am I. But I just like I've been on BookTube since like October of last year, but my Instagram has like 6 followers right now.
Well, I'll
So
follow you.
I'll give you the info if you want it. If you like messy editing and sardonic humor, then I'm definitely somebody to follow.
Perfect.
Yeah. Because like who starts YouTube in their 40s? Like who really, you know?
I think everyone should.
Yeah. But you know, you'd be surprised because women in their like 50s and 60s are starting channels and they're getting like thousands of subscribers. It's
awesome.
crazy. Yeah. So we have romance. It's like super cool. I'm trying not to make my viewers dizzy, you know? So here is the H section. Happily, there is no Robin Hobb that needs rescuing. So that will be a little lighter on my pocketbook. All right, you guys. So do you guys remember when I did the eBay haul and I showed you that I had books 1, 2, and 4 of the Earthsea? This is book number 3, you guys. Like, how lucky am I? There are 2 Ursula K. Le Guin books behind me, and this one, the one that I need, it's here.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
So it is a rainy day, but we have made it to the mobile book sale, and it is the cutest little thing I've ever seen. Nice preparation for the rain. You can wave to the camera. So this is, you are the owner?
I'm the owner. My name's Jen.
Hi, Jen. It is such a cute outfit that you have here. It is a brand new bookstore, so all of the latest titles, super cute, you guys. I scared some people out of the store because they don't want to be on camera. It's okay, it's forward facing. You can come in now. So yeah, we're gonna see what we can buy here because it is Canadian Independent Bookstore Day. So we are happy to be supporting, look, I've got this like cowlick thing happening here. So we want to be supporting some independent bookstores and we're gonna do that today. This is awesome, so much fun. All right, see you guys in a bit.
I saw it. I'm going to go to the bathroom and my sister like it looks like somebody's dog on the front.
So I'll make them their own and put in this upon sort of seal. Okay. So when I return it, because I'm going to talk about it, which is I'll make the offer.
Hi, are you the author?
I am, yes,
Can I take footage of you from my YouTube channel?
Absolutely.
Yeah, okay, so who are you and what have you written?
My name is Natasha Derouchie, and I'm the author of the series Blood Secrets. So book 1 is Dark Descent. It's an urban fantasy supernatural thriller, as well as Chasing Loons, which is a contemporary romance book about grief. And
This is fantastic. So what's the audience? Is it YA, NA, adult?
So Chasing Loons is YA.
Okay.
And Blood Secrets Dark Descent would be adult.
This is adult.
This is adult, and it's a series. Book 2 comes out on May 20th.
Okay, so it is a romantasy?
Yeah. So,
Okay, so this we're gonna so you guys know that I have a particular difficulty with romantasy. I have never been able to find one that works for me, but the author is here and I'm gonna buy one and I'm gonna have it signed and I'm gonna let you know how it goes. So fantastic.
I hope I cure your romantasy issues.
I hope so. I hope so. We are getting our book signed. I'm so happy. Zahava. So it's Zahava. You did it. She did it, you guys. She spelled it right. Fantastic. What a pretty author, too. Not that makes a difference.
Thank you.
This is fantastic. Let's see what it says. I love it. Oh, fantastic. All right, so we have just had a bite to eat and we are gonna go ahead and go to Librairie Clio right now. It should take us about an hour or so to get there. And then we will see what we can find to support that independent bookstore. So I will see you guys in a little bit as soon as we get there. I don't know if I'll be able to take much footage there. It's gonna depend how busy it is, because you know me, I get like really shy when I'm in public filming. So I'll try and get some footage of some stuff for you, but I did pick up a couple of books at the mobile book sale, which I will show you guys as soon as we do the big book haul.
One eternity later. Guys, I am back. So we have this camera angle again because the last time I had to show you guys some books, I found that it worked really, really well for me. So I'm sorry if it's not like the most gorgeously staged background, but it is something that, again, I find really works. Okay, let's not waste any time. Let me show you what I picked up this weekend, and then we can close out the end of this video. From the first bookstore that we went to, which was Red Cart Books, we have The Farthest Shore, which is the third book in the Wizard of Earthsea collection. I, as you know, had books 1, 2, and 4 already. I was missing book 3. I did pay up a little bit for this one. It cost me $5.99, which I think is okay considering that the other 3 books that came in my eBay haul only cost me about 20 cents each. So I'm very happy to pay $5.99. I have the first 4 books in the series. If I ever need to resell them after reading them, they're all vintagey, and I think that I could very easily make this $5.99 back. So that would be the first one. The second one that I got from Red Cart Books is Erotic Stories for Punjabi Widows. Now, this is both a title and an author that I am unfamiliar with, but I read the back blurb and I just thought it was so interesting. So essentially, to summarize what it says, for those of you who don't know, it is a Punjabi woman who is Sikh in religion, and she's living in London, and she wants to have more of like a Western lifestyle. And so she enrolls, she starts teaching a creative writing class, and then she gets a lot of Punjabi Sikh women who enroll in her class, and they think that they're going to be learning English. They didn't sign up necessarily for writing. And what ends up happening is one of the women brings in some erotica, and then they start to sort of explore themselves and write their own. And all the while, there's a group called the Brothers who are serving as sort of like moral police. And they, of course, are going to try and thwart whatever these women are accomplishing. So I thought it was a great premise, and I'm excited to read this one and see if this author is potentially one for me. Lastly, at Red Card Books, just as I was leaving, I managed to look down at a 3-tiered sort of stand where they had some popular books that were suggested by staff or by customers. That is a store that works 100% on donations, so they really never know what they're going to get. But I ended up finding another Christopher Pike book, and I can tell you that The Midnight Club is one that I 100% read when I was younger. We're talking about 5th, 6th grade, potentially 7th grade, which is probably when I grew out of it, but for nostalgia's sake, and for $3.99, I could not say no to this one. Then we went to a Habitat for Humanity restore where I picked up one book, which you guys have probably already seen on this channel, but there's a reason for why I picked it up. So a little while ago, when I had done a library haul, I picked up a copy of The House in the Cerulean Sea, which was suggested to me by one of my viewers, and I picked it up, but never actually read it. It actually went back to the library unread because I had so many other books on my roster and I really didn't have time to read it. And I said to myself, at a later point, I will pick it up. And at this Habitat for Humanity restore, they happen to have this copy of The House in the Cerulean Sea, and it only cost me $1.99. Now, I should say, this is not a priority read for me. It's not. And as much as I love when I'm suggested books by you guys and I take your suggestions to heart, there's so many other books that I have actually on my physical TBR that are kind of trumping this one. So I have it. I'm going to read it. I just can't tell you exactly when that's going to come to pass. I also realized that when I was at the Dutch store at Dutch Touch Groceries, I told you guys I would take footage of the inside, and I didn't do it. I ended up getting into a conversation with the owner of the store, and I totally forgot to film for you guys in there. So I do want to show you what I picked up there. And if you speak Dutch in the audience, I'm so sorry for the way I'm going to pronounce the names of these foods. But I did pick up a box of hagelslag. This is going to be, I think that the lady was telling me that De Reader is going to be changing their name. I think the company was bought over. So if you guys are looking for Dutch products and you want to get this particular brand of hagelslag, you might want to start frequenting your Dutch grocery stores and picking it up because they're not going to be able to carry it anymore. It's going to basically, they're going to sell out their stock and you won't be able to get it anymore. But I'm going to be traveling with this one. So I picked one up for my friends, for the kids that they have. I also picked up 2 bags of the 1 kilo size of the double salted hard licorice. And just as I was leaving, I found a pack of salted gummies. These are licorice flavored salted chewy candies as well. So instead of having the hard ones that my friends like, these ones are going to be chewy. So I thought that that would be fun for them. But let's get back to the books. On my third stop today, which was the mobile bookstore, and you'll remember that we took some footage outside at the mobile bookstore and on the inside of the shop where they have a permanent setup. I did pick up Blood Secrets Dark Descent by Natasha Derouchie, and we got that one signed by the author. Here it is again. We got it signed and we took some footage, and it's just really, really great to be able to support not only a Canadian bookstore, but a Canadian author, and to meet her and, you know, to see what this book is all about. So I'm excited for that. If you guys are interested in finding out more about this book, I am not sponsored. I paid with my own money for this book, but I'll leave the author's socials below in the, pretty much like everyone that's in this video. I'll leave all the links for you guys down below in the description. Then from the mobile book cart, the outdoor book cart, I picked up a copy of Cage of Souls by Adrian Tchaikovsky. This is a standalone. It's a bit of an older novel. I think it was written in 2017 or 2019. I'm not exactly sure, but it's a bit older. It's a standalone fantasy. I just fell in love with the cover, honestly. And because I know it's Adrian Tchaikovsky, if you know me at all, you will know that this author is God tier for me. So I'm really hoping that I'm going to like this one, even though I have at least 3 other Adrian Tchaikovsky books on my physical TBR that I haven't touched yet. This will be number 4. I think I may have a problem, you guys, because on the inside of the store, I found a copy of Drowning, The Rescue of Flight 1421 by T.J. Newman. And this would be the 3rd and final book of hers that I have collected. So you guys will know that I have a copy of Falling, and I took out a copy of Worst Case Scenario from the library, which I'm currently reading as we're filming this video. And as soon as we're done filming, I'm probably going to go and read the rest of that because I think I have about 50 or 60 pages left. So I want to definitely finish that one tonight. Drowning in order of publication was the 2nd book out. I'm not sure if it's new or used, but it definitely is in excellent condition, and it was $18. So I'm very happy to have paid that, and it would have otherwise been $32 Canadian. So I feel like I did a really good job with that, but I'm pretty sure I took it from the new book section. So I'm not really sure how that worked. Maybe it's used and I just don't know. And I guess, Jen, if you're watching, you can message me in private and let me know, was this a used book or a new book, just so I know. But yeah, basically, I was just had like a really good time. The place was so busy. It was so nice to see a whole bunch of people getting together to support Canadian booksellers for Canadian Independent Bookstore Day. And yeah, just really, really fun. I was so glad to have found this title because I had been searching for it. I actually had a hold on this one at the library, but I can go ahead and cancel my hold now. So I'm super happy about that. Then lastly, I did make it to Librairie Clio, where you guys will have already seen some footage of that store. Maybe some of you for the 2nd time, but I ended up, they had that table where if you bought a book at regular price, you could choose a book from that table for free. They had a whole table. Basically, it was full of print arcs. So yeah, I bought a book and I got a book for free. So the book that I purchased was a copy of Dune. Now, I have never read Dune. I haven't seen the movie, but usually if you know me at all, you will know that before I will ever watch the screen adaptation of any book, I will read the book first and then I will reward myself potentially with watching the movie. So I would say that generally speaking, books are better, such as with Ready Player One. If you guys have read Ready Player One, the book is way better than the movie, but the movie does hold its own. Okay, so I will say that. Silence of the Lambs, I like the movie better. I like the movie better. So, you know, it really just depends on who's adapting it, as I guess you could say. But I've never read Dune, and yeah, it wasn't too expensive. They wanted $14.99 for this brand new copy of Dune, and because I was going to get 2 books for one, it ended up costing me, let's say, $7. And the book that I was able to pick up for free from the table where they had all of the print arcs was Aftertaste by Daria Lavelle. I'm not really sure how to pronounce her name, but essentially it is a part love story, part food story, and part ghost story. It is a man who wakes up one day to find that he has the aftertaste of food in his mouth, and the food can bring back memories of deceased people. So then he goes into the restaurant business trying to connect people with their deceased loved ones through food, which is kind of giving me Second Glance by Jodi Picoult vibes a little bit, but I'm liking that it's kind of a mystery ghost story. It's set in New York City, and I think it could just be like a really good read for something, you know, when I'm tired of reading such big high fantasy or big sci-fi and I just want something that's going to kind of bleach my brain a little bit. I'm thinking that this one will probably do it. So that is going to be it for today's video, guys. I want to thank you so much if you've come to hang out with me for the span of this video, for any time that you had to spare. I hope you enjoyed the content. I want to remind you, please, to like and subscribe and to leave a comment down below if there's anything that you want to share. I realize it's not always easy because sometimes you're watching landscape on your phone. You might be watching me on your television, and it's, you know, not always convenient to sort of backspace and leave a comment, but I really appreciate your interaction. I love to interact with you guys, and if you guys like the video, or if you don't know what to say and you just want to let me know you're here, leave a little emoji. It really helps my channel. And yeah, you know, if you stayed until the end of the video, you're absolutely my favorite. I love you the best, and I will see you again in the next video. Ciao for now.